So in this video, we're gonna look at what closures, right? Okay, so we're gonna look at how that closures actually works in real life. So what is closure? Closure is actually a special function that has access to the parent scope. Okay, even if the scope is closed. So let's see. So let me comment. Let me write a comment here. So we say closures are what? Are functions, or let's say special functions. Special functions. They are special what? Functions, which does what? Uh, that has access to the parent what? Scope. Scope. Even when the scope has closed. Okay. So that is a very simple one. So let's look at what we mean by when a closure is even closed, and it can also access what? The parent scope. So we have an example of a closure which we're gonna look at right now. So let's say we have this function, okay? This function that displays strings, okay? We can say display word, okay? So this function actually displays a word, okay? And this function is actually a lambda function, okay? So display a word, and this word, let's say here like this, okay? And let's say the word, I term this word, okay? Word, and then the word is equal to just a string, let's say string here, just like this. And I say closure is special, just like this, okay? Closure is special, and I terminate this statement, okay? Then I say, okay, print, let's print what? The word, like this, okay? Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna print the word, and we say in the main, we say, okay, mm, we say this. Oh, this naming convention is bad. Okay, so we say this is a function. Okay, and I terminate this. Okay, so when you look here, we have a function, and the function is display word, and this is actually a lambda function. So we say the function takes no parameter, and then we have a variable with what? Closure is what? Special as the string, and we terminate this, and then we print what? We print the variable here that is what? A word. Okay, then now we now mm, we now displays the what? The function word here. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Here, let me have a variable, since you have not declared this string. Oh, sorry, string, and the string is what? Word, and this word is what we are actually what? Trying to modify, okay? So we say we can access it even when it is closed. So we say closure is, Closure is good. Okay, so why am I doing this? We want to look at it in this way, where we have what? We have a string variable outside of what? Outside of the function. It's outside of this function. And this function here, that is a lambda function, has a variable with a displays word. And inside the function, we have the same what? Variable which is assigned to a modified version of this one. Closure is special, and then we say what? Print the word, then we display the function here. Okay, so we have an error. This is expected after this. Oh yeah. Let me see. Need to terminate this. Need to terminate this. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, good. So we said what? Our closure is what? Closure is special. Okay, so we are saying closures are special function that has access to the parent what? The parent scope, even if it is closed. So this is actually the parent scope, and then this special function can actually modify this string stored in this variable by calling that variable and then adding the new what? The new string, and then we display the function. So this is one example of what? Closure. Now let's watch here. We're gonna have another way of also accessing and manipulating closure with function. So we can also say closure is what? Is a function, right? Another way of defining closure, a function what? Object. So we say it can also be a function object that has access to what? Variables. So variables in it what? Lexical and its lexical scope. Okay, so let's watch here. Lexical scope. This is parent scope, and here is what? Lexical scope. So let's see. Let's see how this lexical scope works. So for example, if we have a function of what? Mm, a function of voice. Okay, voice, or a function of what? Voice out. Okay, and it's a lambda function, so as you can see, good. And let's see a function of voice out. Function of voice out. Okay, and inside the function of voice out, we have a string. Oh, we have a string, and the string variable. So let's say the variable is what? Message, and then it's assigned to a simple string. Okay, let's say hello there. Okay, perfect, and I terminate this. So with this function of voice out, we have a string with a variable message, right? Okay, so let's leave that, and then we're gonna have another function inside the function, like this, and this function will say speak out. Okay, this function will speak out. Okay, perfect. Speak out, and speak out is equal to this. Yeah, just like this. So we have speak out. Okay, so speak out here we have another message. This message will be what? Actually replacing the hello there to hi there. Okay, so the same variable we call here, and then the string is actually what? Gonna change the one in the lexical scope. So we say hi there here. Okay, hi there, and I terminate this side. Okay, so after terminating, I have to print out what we're gonna display. So print, then we're gonna print what? The variable message. Okay, message, and then I end it like this. All right, so now with this internal function, I need to terminate it and then return. Let's return this function that is speak out. Okay, then speak out. Okay, then I terminate just like this. All right, so we have this function voice out. Okay, and then we have this voice out has a string with a variable message, and then this message stores hello there, and we have an internal function that is function speak out, and this speak out actually also have the variable of message, and this message here has been modified like saying hi there, and then we print the message. Okay, because we are using the closure, and then this is actually modifying the lexical scope, so we modify this lexical scope here inside here, and then we return the speak out. Okay, so if we have returned the speak out, we need to terminate here, then we need to actually call the speak out function. Yes, call the speak out function for the modification to print out to the screen. So if we say we have this function, this function, uh, but normally we can do something like this, and it's the same as a function. For example, if I say display, just like a variable function, and then it's equal to what? This one right here, and I terminate, and this is perfect.
好的，这是 Lexical 的联系资料。
Then we call this speak out, or no, we call this variable rather, because it stores the last function inside. Then I call this just like this. But this is weird, right? Why am I calling a variable like a function? Why is it so? Because this here is actually a function. not just a variable, it's actually a function. And this function display is actually holding the values here, and I now call this here. You get it? Okay, so that is how the second what lexical scope looks like. Let me see what is happening here. Speak out. Isn't message print out, return what? Speak out. Speak out. Okay, good. So let's speak out. Speak out. It says what? Compilation failed. The function speaker isn't defined. Let me see. Right. Why isn't defined? Function voice out is equal to this function, and then we say word print out this word. Oh, what this is called here, and then we say this is supposed to. Okay, let me check something here. So we say voice out is this lambda function, and then string is equal to hello, another function in here, speak out, then we are returning speak out. Let me see. Perfect. Yeah, it should work. Oh, it's a what? Function error. Found compilation error. Let me check this. So we have well, we are returning this, so we should oh, I want to figure out where the error is actually coming from. Okay, yeah, let me see where the error is actually coming from. So speak out, so speak, and then we have this, and then we have this, say speak out is equal to this message equal to hi, print message terminates, and then return speak out. Yeah, This should work. Okay, I'm coming. Let me check. Convention. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me check the naming convention. Mm-hmm. This is actually an error, but this should work. On line 20, the local variable voice out isn't used. Mm. Oh, I need to call this rather. Sorry. Instead to call this, I need to call the main one. Oh, why? I need to call the main one. Good. So this one should work. I was calling the internal what? Internal function. I was calling this. Yeah, so I was a bit skeptical. Okay, so I'm supposed to call the main function here. Yeah, and I was calling this one. Okay, so perfect. So we say, let me go over this quickly. So when we look at the first one, we say closures are special functions that has access to the what? To the parent scope. Okay, good. So we say this is the scope, and inside the main is the parent scope. And we have a string word closure is good. Okay, now we are modifying these strings inside the function. So function display word, and then the variable word closure is special. It's gonna replace this, and then we print out the word. So we say closure is special. Okay, and let's go here. Here we say access to variables in its lexical scope. Okay, so we have one main function here, and in this lexical scope means this is the variable that is inside the lexical scope. And we have this function, another function speak, and this speak also have this variable here, and is being modified here inside. It modifies this what variable inside the lexical scope. Okay, and then this message is being printed out, and this one comes out. It overrides this, and then we return this. We return this function here inside the main function. Then this variable or function actually points out, initiate or instantiate the main function, and then we call this display. Then we have this hide there, and closure is special. Okay, so don't forget, I was calling this function here. That was why we were getting the error. I thought it was the word, the naming convention, but it got nothing to do with the naming convention. So out like this should also work. Okay, so perfect. And then we have what? We have to call the main what? Lexical function. I mean the main function name instead of what? The one inside here. So that is the end of what? Closure in that. And this is very, very crucial in that program, especially when you are developing a real life application. So you need to get this right. All right. Peace. I'm out.